Hello, Scorpio. Yoga Mystic here at your service. I'm getting ready to do a weekly energy check-in tarot reading for the sun sign of Scorpio. I have cleared the energy, the space, and the cards with Palo Santo. Spirit, please preside over this reading for the sun sign of Scorpio. Allow your energies to move and flow through the cards in such a way that the Scorpios can receive the messages they need at this time. All right, Scorpio, let's see what's going on with you this week. Scorpio, 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 sun. Okay, working on something, working on some sort of project with maybe another person or with a team. What else is going on? Scorpio. Oh, that card almost hit me in the face. Let's see. Oh, okay. Being strategic, methodical. You know, the original Seven of Swords. Okay. Karmic justice, balance. The original Seven of Swords card. Okay, interesting. Protecting your energy. We'll get all the cards out first and then I'll talk about it. Okay. Okay. So we've got you working on some sort of project. You're being strategic and methodical. Original Seven of Swords, the Rider-Waite deck. He's stealing the swords from the army camp so that the army can't come kill his village, the people in his village. So he's being strategic and methodical. He's being proactive and preventative. He is thinking ahead. He's being mindful of ammunition. So I always say when this card comes out, be very mindful of oversharing. You know, who deserves to know what? Sometimes when we overshare, we give people ammunition to use things against us later. So, you know, be very mindful, be strategic, methodical, careful with what you share, with what you communicate, that kind of thing. We're working together. Karmic justice and balance, Seven of Wands, we're protecting our energy. And there's some slow moving energy here. The Chariot card, I don't usually normally read reversals, but I felt like because it came out with the Knight of Pentacles, it was like a dual confirmation of like something's not moving, something is stuck. So let's clarify. Three of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. What is it that we're working on that we need to be strategic and methodical? This could be a project at work. Yeah, it's just not fulfilling you as much as you thought it would. There's something you're disappointed about. But the nice thing about this card is sometimes whatever it is we're disappointed about, there's something we're not seeing. So be careful, but be positive that there's something, you know, that, and it's usually whatever we're not seeing is something positive. So, okay. And then Six of Pentacles is like even energy exchanges, you know, make sure you're not oversharing. Also make sure you're not doing more than the others. Like sometimes it's really easy to just, you know, like you want something done right. You just do it yourself, or the other person might not be pulling their slack or whatever. Don't overcompensate for their shortfallings. You know what I mean? Like, don't, you know, sometimes we have a tendency to just be like, all right, fine, I'll just do it because it needs to get done, right? I wouldn't necessarily do that. Six of Pentacles is like a sense of, no, it needs to be even energy exchange. It needs to be a balanced, you know, and here we have justice, more balance. Okay, what is the justice card here for Scorpio? And there you are, your energy. So there's, you know, just trust that karma will handle things. Don't feel like you have to go in and save the day. Let karma, let spirit, let the divine take care of it, okay? You're protecting your energy. 7 of Wands. Yeah, you're overthinking something. Legacy. Okay. Now, part of being strategic and methodical, if this has to do with a work project, it is okay if you want to step up a little bit. I was saying, like, don't save the day, let karma do it, but like, maybe you'll be the one to get the promotion or the raise or something because you are working harder than someone else, right? What is this Knight of Pentacles, Chariot in reverse? Knight of Pentacles, Chariot in reverse. Knight of Pentacles, Chariot in reverse. Knight of Pentacles, Chariot in reverse. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, Spirit says this. So this could possibly be love for some of you. Some of you, it might be a work thing. Some of you might be a love thing. If it's a love thing, I think you're trying to, and I feel like you had this in the previous reading where you're like trying to work on a relationship. It feels like work. And I guess I just don't like this for you, Scorpio. It shouldn't feel like work. It shouldn't be work. But it's like you're trying to work. You're disappointed. It keeps coming up shorthanded, right? You're being strategic. You want an even energy, like you don't want to be the one always pouring into the relationship. You want balance. You want equal give and take, reciprocity. I think you are protecting your energy because you're tired of overthinking of this long term, like, where's it going? Is it going to last? Is it going to be long term? Is this what I'm meant to do? And like here we have stuck energy not moving, right? So if it has to do with love, it's like you're focused on your environment and taking care of yourself. You're really trying to communicate. I think this is something you're getting better at and you're doing more. You're communicating more than you did in the past. You're really trying. You're really trying. So I just want to stop and give you some kudos, some props, some love here, because it's a couple weeks in a row now. It just feels like you're really, really trying. So give yourself some credit for that. Let's advice and guidance. Advice and guidance for Scorpio. Okay. When I see these two cards together, I'm almost like, buy you something that makes you feel good. Buy yourself something that brings you joy. But this could just be, do something nice for yourself. This could also be advice and guidance to focus on your passions, what lights you up, what brings you joy. Sometimes we can become hyper focused on, like if something is not going good or going right or going the way we want it to, we become hyper focused on it and we really want to fix it and get it right. Maybe, it'd be good to take a step back from trying and working so hard and just focus on your own joy, what brings you happiness, your finances, what makes you feel secure, what makes you feel stable, what makes you feel safe, focus on your finances, things like that. Maybe just take a week to do that, right? And not worry so much about this relationship or this project or this job, right? Depending on who we're talking to here. Okay. And then final outcome for Scorpios. Final outcome. Okay, we got 3. I'll take them. Empress, 6 of Wands, and 8 of Swords. Final outcome, abundant, fertile, victorious. Six of Wands is very victorious. So it's like you get what you want. You're getting what you want. But Eight of Swords, there's still some thoughts that keep you bound and stuck and blinded, right? There's still some mental anguish, mental suffering, overthinking, overanalyzing. So, you know, I'm a big believer in like Joe Dispenza's work, right? And, you know, with teaching yoga and meditation, I'm always telling people if you don't master your mind will master you. And then it will create your reality and you'll call it fate. I think that's a Carl Jung quote, the last part there. But, you know, take charge of your mental landscape. I would definitely say maybe there's some work that you could do on that this week if you want to focus on reprogramming your thought patterns, you know, and meditation, quieting the mind is really helpful too. So, all right, I'm going to get an oracle card for you. This week we're doing sacred geometry activations. Spirit, can I have one sacred geometry activation for Scorpio? Scorpio, what does Scorpio need? Okay. Allowance. Number 9. 9 is completions, right? The frequency of allowance invites us to be open to whatever comes our way without judgment, without opinion, without fear, and without resistance. When we allow, the universe becomes our partner in the wondrous dance of existence and expansion. And I will read it from the card just in case there's any other information here for you. The allowance image resembles the spirit of the Joker. Okay. The jester or the fool. It is the embodiment of the infinite spirit within. So let me get that a little closer so you can see it up close. And remember, this is an activation. The unbounded, fearless essence of expanded possibility with very little regard for conventionality or rules. Disguised as the fool, the jester is oftentimes the bearer of unwanted truth, messages that are feared yet needed for evolution and growth. Allowance is the polar opposite of resistance. Sometimes the things we resist the most are the trials, the hidden treasures that lead to growth and evolution. The allowance image bears a certain resemblance to the butterfly as well, a reference to the process of transformation and unfolding. So, Scorpio energy. Meanwhile, the shiny pearls seem to vibrate with songs that come from deep within a mysterious other world, and the vast green waters indicate the deep connection to the heart and the realms of feelings and emotions. More Scorpio energy. The square reminds us that reality is more of a multi-layered experience than an objective absolute. Go inside yourself and reflect for a moment on your life. What stands out in this instant? Can you appreciate whatever the universe is bringing to you? Can you recognize the gifts that all experiences hold, even the ones you perceive as being negative? Can you be excited about the valuable lessons these experiences bring and celebrate them? Okay. Wow. So yeah, I think you're doing great. And I think this is all good. I think you might have just become a little hyper focused and maybe taking a break from focusing so much on whatever it is you're trying to either fix or put together or micromanage, because it's not moving at this time, because I think you need to just relax a little bit. And you know, once you relax and change your inner world, I think the outer world will start to make another shift or move a little bit. Okay, so hang in there and I'll see you next time.